I made this entire video for you yesterday, forecast video, and for some reason my sound wasn't working. So I'm just redoing it today. So it's a few days late. My cat just decided, the small kitten just decided to start getting into papers and doing things right when I started the video. She's on like a little rampage. There's nothing I can do about it except put her in a box somewhere, and not like a box, but a crate, and she'll just cry and it'll be really distracting. So I apologize if you can hear all of those papers and stuff rustling. She's playing with a straw and she's rolling around in a Monopoly game. So I'm so sorry. What was I talking about? Oh, we're sharing the screen. Okay, so yeah, I tried making this video before. Didn't work out so well. I'm going to redo it today. We're missing a few days from this forecast, and I apologize, but it's kind of silly to go back and do it now. So if you don't already know, the coordinates that we're using, this is a general forecast for the entire world. That is so loud. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my microphone picks up all of the sound, and all I hear is just paper. Oh, she's got this straw. She loves it. Anyways, how this affects you individually, it's going to really depend on your individual natal chart. If you want more information on that, I'm happy to give you some insight. In the meantime, general forecast for everyone. We are using the coordinates of the Giza pyramids, and I do have an image of the Giza pyramids. We are using the time of, I believe we have the full moon time on here. It could be off by a day. It was a couple days ago, and I'm just kind of winging it, but it doesn't matter because we are going to go to today and we are going to see what's happening. And now all of these things are likely to affect us very generally. Now, some astrologers say, and on some level I agree with them, that a general forecast like this is silly because you don't. Kashmiri! Oh my God. Hold on one second. All right, let's see if I can just, she will sit in my arm for a very long time. She used to just sit on my shoulder, but I don't know if you can see her up there. She's a little big now. No, you have to just chill out. You have to chill. Here, sit up here. Just be good, okay? Good girl. Calm. There you go. What was I saying? Something about, general forecast not really having a big impact on you. There are 8 billion people on the planet. They all have different natal charts, different geographic location where they were born. So obviously, yes, it's going to be very general. However, if you think of it like a solar storm, or potentially just where the planets, the different gravitational effects from all of the planets, they all influence each other. Even though that's very general, it still has an impact on us. So yes, general, but has an impact. So you tell me what you see in here, if any of this stuff relates to you. If you want more insight into your personal natal chart, we can do that too. So you just got to let me know. Feel free to put any of your questions, comments, concerns, criticisms in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer them. I do answer everything. There was like a year or so, a few years back, where I had a hard time. I had a baby and things were going on. So some of those old videos, which I don't even know if they're up anymore, took me a long time to respond to the comments. It won't take me that long this time. Listen, I'm going to let you down, but you need to calm down. Okay, just calm down. Go ahead, get rid of this horizon. Get rid of the atmosphere over here. Again, if you don't already know, this program is open source. It's Stellarium. You can go download it today and you can check this out. Any tropical Western astrologers out there, I highly recommend that you go and look at the actual placements of the sky. You wouldn't believe how many people are just shocked when they find out that the time that they were born, if you look at the sky at that time, is totally different from their tropical chart. So that's a different conversation that we don't have to have right now. We really just want to focus on all this stuff that's coming up. So let me zoom out. Now I am going to switch this around a little bit. It's a little bit easier to see if Kashmiri, she's sliding around on Monopoly money right now. She's been perfectly quiet all day, except for earlier she was jumping up on the mirror. There's like a snowflake sticker on there for wintertime. And she was jumping up trying to get it. It was pretty hilarious. Let me go to the time here. By the time you guys all watch this, it's going to say the 9th. It is the 9th today. We're just going to walk through some of them here over the next couple of weeks until the new moon, which actually we're going to go a couple days into the new moon because, well, you'll see. Right now, the moon is literally in Leo. Not if you're using tropical astrology. It's not. I don't know what it's in. I don't pay attention to the tropical zodiac anymore. I haven't for quite a few years. Just doesn't make any sense. So literally, if you go outside today or later tonight, if you're looking at the moon, still pretty full, you will notice that it is in the constellation of Leo. Leo is an extremely intimate sign. I say intimate, I don't necessarily mean on a romantic level, although that is a part of it. I'm talking intimacy, interpersonal relationship, opening yourself up on a deeper emotional level and allowing people to come in. This is something that naturally happens. So if you have strong Leo in your chart, or certain Mars aspects will definitely make you notice this a little bit more. But we are all going to be a little bit more emotionally sensitive right now. And again, how much depends on your chart. We're all much more likely to be sensitive to toxicity, and that is toxicity in our physical bodies, also in the environment. On a more positive note, this is a sign of fun, of joy, of pleasure, humor. This is a good time to spend with friends and family and romantic partners. This is a very fertile time in some respects. So if you are trying to conceive a child, this might be a little bit more beneficial for you. There's actually a number of different signs in here that will help you. I would say arguably Scorpio is a little bit, well, no, I don't want to say that. Leo's good for conceiving. Scorpio's good for, like, it's a good time to be pregnant and produce your offspring, but I digress. I will talk about some of these other movements of the planets and stuff. I just want to jump through these signs and give you an update for the next couple of weeks. My goal was to do this weekly for you. I have been saying this for many years. Oh, I'm going to do a weekly video. Yeah, that does not happen, but I've built it into my schedule. I'm pretty good at sticking to my schedule, so I think we're going to be okay this time. I'm at the very least going to do it new moons and full moons, but I would really like to have a new video for you every Monday. We'll see what happens. All right, so we go into this moon in Leo literally until around the 11th. Then we're going to go into Virgo. While the moon is in Virgo, this is a phenomenal time to work on your physical body, to work on your finances. I'm not saying you should spend all of this time actually working to make money and get rid of debt, although those are also very good options. But really, this is a good time for fine-tuning your health, your diet, your physical body, health, wealth, prosperity, and generally mastering the physical material world. So while that's going on, we do have a very close connection here, especially on the 14th between the moon and Spica, which is just bounty and good energy, financial energy, health energy. If you're doing any type of healing work, this would be a fantastic day to do it. Yes, technically the moon is waning, and I know a lot of people don't like to gain new things or try to achieve new things while the moon is waning, but it's really just in your perception of it. So this would be a good time if you have like some bad health habits, you could get rid of those. If you have some toxicity in your system, you're trying to get rid of that. You know, this would be good acupuncture time. Spend a couple weeks trying to just kick your immune system into a higher gear. This would all benefit you. If you are trying to pay off some debt, there may be some financial opportunities in here for you too, but that's on you. You got to figure that one out. And again, your personal financial information in your natal chart is going to give you more insight into that. We go to the 15th, still in Virgo. Now we're going to go into Libra. Around the 16th is when this is going to pop in. Now, originally Libra was the claws of the scorpion, and it doesn't really have anything to do with balance or trying to be a pacifist or non-confrontational. Those traits come in with the invention of the element modality system from Greek astrology. But originally this was the marketplace. As a matter of fact, this whole area of the sky, I don't know if you can see it down here, kind of the risk of not zooming into everything. This whole portion of the sky was very financial in nature. Regardless though, this up here is going to be, yes, it is societal in nature. This is your environment. It's the marketplace. If we were having this conversation 2000 years ago, we wouldn't be having it virtually. We'd be having it in person. We probably live in the same town, village, region of the world. This is that area that you're spending that daily time in. A lot of people are doing that in a work capacity. They're out laboring, or they're in the market. They're buying groceries. They are finding food for their family. This is where all that's going down. So this is a good time for socialization, for getting out. If you have to do some shopping, if you have to, go on some trips or handle all of that, great time. This is also a great networking time, especially where your career is concerned. So pay very close attention to the relationships that you start and you're nurturing during this time. There's probably something deeper and significant there for you to recognize. Hopefully you can still see what's going on. I want to keep everything kind of in a circle so I don't go crazy with it and start just looking crazy. Speaking of crazy, sounds like Kashmiri is chilling out somewhere, so that's good. All right, so into the 17th, we start going into, we're still kind of in the closet of Scorpion, but into Scorpio. This is a great time for any type of creative work, any type of adventure, travel, going on, some bigger journeys, going to shake up some energy. If you are dating, this is a good time to potentially find that mate while the moon is in Scorpio. The moon being relatively conjunct with Antares. Originally, Antares was known as the Lisi star, and Lisi was she was known as the lamenting goddess. And it wasn't that she was lamenting necessarily, although there's definitely a part of that in there, but she was known to be able to soothe the hearts of angry deities and sad deities. What this is doing, this is allowing you, and especially if we look at this from the societal aspect of it, this is allowing you to tune into the emotions of other people and to be able to read them much better. You got a big sales call or something that you have to do on this day, this is probably a fantastic day to schedule this, because you are going to be able to empathically connect with someone else and potentially get them to see your side of the spectrum. So if you have to do any negotiating, this would be a great day for some sort of larger societal negotiation, maybe between some countries in particular that could really do some chilling out of their own, so to speak. This would be a phenomenal time to make that happen. Right around the 19th and 20th, the moon is going to be conjunct with the galactic center, which is right around here. I'm not sure if you can see my pointer. This is going to open up your crown chakra. This is going to make everybody a little bit more intuitive. Alice, can you please come get Kashmiri? She's playing Monopoly all by herself, and it's really loud. Oh, she's got that straw. She's got a straw that she plays with, and she carries it around. It's hilarious, but she's playing with it in all of the Monopoly money. She can't be in there by herself, but she'll eat the mice. She is a murder machine, and she will eat the pet mice. She's gonna eat your face. Then we're going into, I think, yes, I said conjunction here, galactic center, opening up the crown chakra. This is a phenomenal time to do any type of deep meditation, any deep ritual work or spiritual work that you're trying to achieve. Especially, you're going to be taking advantage of the dark moon that's approaching within relative hours of this right here. So fantastic time for any of that. The sun and Mercury are going to be in the same portion of the sky. They're going to be in around the same degree. So this is a relative conjunction of the moon and Mercury. Did I say the sun was going to be here? I meant the moon. I don't know why I said that, if I said that. This will increase your curiosity, your intellect, your cognitive capacity in general. It's a good time to learn. If you have to take any tests or any coursework, phenomenal time to make that happen. As a matter of fact, if you want to start a course of study, if you were waiting on a day to make a decision on that, this is probably a good day to do it, especially with it being so close to the new moon. And while the moon is in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is the sign of success. There is no, I mean, it just is. All of your efforts, personal or professional, will be favored during this time. This time period around the new moon is really intense. As you can see, backing up. While this is happening, right around the new moon, we have the moon coming close to the galactic center. Venus is approaching Saturn right at the end of the goatfish, while the sun is going into the sign of Capricorn, and the moon is going into Capricorn too. This kind of peaks right around the 22nd. And as you can see, even the 22nd, 23rd, if you have the inclination, definitely go outside and check this out. This is a really cool alignment. Again, this is from Giza. What it looks like where you live is probably different. Regardless though, right in the evening sky, you will see a very close, I don't believe this is a superior conjunction with Saturn moving behind Venus. Regardless, you should be able to see them very, very close in the night sky. And this is an extremely intense energy. And let me explain this for you real quick. I'm trying to find when they're all kind of lined up here. Not only do we have this, we also have the moon here. Now, if you're unfamiliar with ancient astrology, and admittedly, I don't know anymore how other people do it. I just don't even know. I don't have time for that, so I don't pay attention. But when the planets are all bunched up together, That's some pretty intense stuff going on. In this case, the moon is going to represent you or us. I mean, because again, this is a general forecast. Venus, especially as it sets in the sky, we're looking at the very feminine aspect of Ishtar or Inanna. Yes, Ishtar and Inanna are war deities. They're also fertility deities, goddesses of love, beauty. They're pretty much the same deity. They're just different names, different cultures. When you get back down into the earliest versions of Inanna and Ishtar, we're really just looking at Earth Mothers. Some of that more aggressive stuff, you know, as any mythology builds over time, we have progressive or successive aspects or versions or mythologies that are built upon the old one, especially when we have overlapping cultures, overlapping, you know, regions, bringing in new information about these deities. Really, Venus is, to put it in maybe tantric terms, Venus is the receptive side of your heart chakra. It's very heart chakra oriented. Venus is will tell you a lot about where you're the most empathic, where you need to spend time with yourself, loving yourself, nurturing yourself. Okay, this is something that we would be doing during this time anyways, with the moon being so close to Venus. The negative associations with Saturn, most of them come much, much later. I would argue even after classical antiquity, we're looking at more into medieval astrology, where some of this really dark stuff was associated with Saturn. Yes, if you look at some of the older omens, Saturn was called the destroyer, but every single one of the planets had its ominous aspects. All of the constellations, all of the planets, when you're looking at ancient astrology, but none of them were inherently good or bad. As a matter of fact, Saturn was considered the planet of the sun. And when you looked at where Saturn was in the night sky, it was like looking at a tiny little sun, and it was associated with the same things. So really what we're looking at here is, and we can kind of get this too, just from the sun being so close to all of these planets anyways, we're looking at an alignment between the moon, Venus, and sort of the sun, at least as far as associations go. What this is doing is this is pulling on our hearts. This is the outside world, our responsibilities, our paternal energy, all wrapped up in there in the sun or in Saturn. Arguably, the sun was originally, in a lot of cultures, was female, but that's another conversation. The moon represents us and ourselves. And so we have a little bit of a battle going on. Basically, these planets, the moon and Saturn, they're pulling on Venus and this energy of Venus. And it's forcing us to have to choose between, are we going to put that love and energy into ourselves, or are we going to put it into Saturn? There is a good possibility that you're not able to put it into either, that you're just kind of at war during this time period with yourself. We may see an actual escalation in some of the things going on in the world right now. That is also a possibility. However, this happens to help us move forward, to deal with it, to get this stuff out of the way so that we can, you know, grow and become better people afterwards. So possibly a very chaotic time as far as geopolitics are concerned. Really, just stop. You don't have to catch the snowflake, honey. It's not real. It's just a sticker. I think that was everything that I wanted to talk about. If there's anything else to be said about this alignment coming up, which again, I will probably touch on once more, with it being right between the constellations of Capricorn and Aquarius. Capricorn, the she-goat, was arguably in this kind of, there's other stuff going around in this part of the sky too that confirm this. I would argue that this is the most nurturing of all of the constellations. This is very much a maternal affection and love and attention that we pour into different areas of our lives. With the sun here, yes, this is a phenomenal time to pour this into the outside world. With the moon here, yes, phenomenal time to pour it into ourselves. We're still getting some of this energy. Venus, same thing, great time to heal yourself, take care of yourself. Saturn, also work on your path in this lifetime. But this overlapping energy of Aquarius does bring in a much more refined, civilized, maybe artistic or innovative type of energy that we're going to start to see as the moon and these planets make their way through Aquarius. This is, you know, people talk about, oh, we're going into the age of Aquarius, which we still have quite a lot of time before that's going to happen. But this is like a mini moving into the age of Aquarius, although it's, you know, just a new time period. Let's learn from our mistakes. Let's take this opportunity to heal ourselves and to help each other as we move forward so that we can come out more cultured, more civilized, and go into a time of peace. And we can celebrate that with art, music, and love and laughter and all of the good things in life. Okay, that's probably enough for today. I suspect I'm going to have to edit this video quite a lot. If you have any questions, that relate to the general forecast, please feel free to put them in the comments. You can also contact me directly if you want to. If you want to know what's coming up for you this year, this month, this week, this whenever, you want to see what your ancient meanings of the sky would have been or really are, I will put a link to my new Etsy store in the video description. So feel free to contact me there. And I think that's pretty much it. Okay. Have a great week. And I'm going to do my very best to put out another video next Monday. So I'll see you then.